I'm Woodrow, and welcome to Woodrow'S Select Fishing Journeys. I'm sitting here with my mate Kelly, and I think what we want to do is just go through potentially what we want to do, right? And why we're here, like why are we starting this? Why are we starting this?
Well, my name's Kelly. We've both recently relocated to the Jeffreys Bay area, and both avid fishermen, and we found it challenging. And there's no literature available. There's no sort of educational videos in the area, etc., on YouTube or any other platform. So I think that's why we've decided to.
Yeah, and my story runs a little bit longer because actually I moved down to Jeffreys Bay. I think it's running on like 6.5 years ago now. And you back then you could, if you said I would be fishing now, I'd say you're fucking crazy. But yeah, I started fishing, and I tried out surfing. It was terrible. I nearly drowned. But it seemed like fishing was the thing. I got introduced to fishing, and I was absolutely, like the saying goes, I was hooked. Yeah, and I found it very challenging because also people weren't, they were a bit untrusting. And I think this is the problem sometimes with the fishing community is like there's so many secrets.
Guarded magical fishing spots that produce 1,000 fish.
Yeah, I can understand fishing spots, but like it's just also info. You know what I mean? Like, and this is why we're here now is because we're thinking about like how to fish these things. The traces, where to fish these things, techniques, and the gear and all those type of things. Like, really, you can go out onto YouTube and there's certain things that guys are just missing out. Hey, and
not enough information. So, and I mean, I'm from the border region, Transkei, and things are very different there. So, east is least and west is best are the basic rules, and that just does a full 180 degrees when you move to Jeffreys Bay. It's opposite way around, and nobody tells you this. I mean, there's nowhere where you can read about it, etc. So, we gonna take this journey of discovery, if you want to call it that, and take the channel with us, you guys with us, every step of the way. We're gonna tap into the minds and brains of the local legends, local knowledge, and take you guys along with us every step of the way.
Yeah, I mean, like when my first introduction to fishing really was shad. Kelly hates shad. He calls it the stupid fish because it was eat anything. But yeah, that was my introduction, and that's pretty much like has been my staple diet for several years now since I started fishing here. But then the thing is like you get a bit bored of it. I'll be honest with you, I'm a bit bored of it. I love the fish. I love eating the fish.
Great.
But then it was like, okay, several years ago, I saw the guys from Penn here, and they showed you this is the way you do a cob trace, and you feel almost guaranteed this is how I'm going to catch a cob. And you know how it probably took me 5 years before I caught a cob because I never realized there was a lot more to it. It's the tides, it's where you're fishing on the beach, holes and stuff like that. I never knew anything about. I would just go to a place on the beach, hoy a line, and hope for the best. And I probably wasted so much fucking choker.
And these guys, I mean, they spend every day sort of monitoring and making notes of the weather. The weather's got to have changed from this to that. The barometer's got to, go from a high down to a low. You've got to have 2 or 3 days of east wind to drop the water temperature before you fish the first west, so you don't have it in your face. In the winter time, you've got to go and stand on the rocks with that east in your face, freezing your tits off to find a fish. Things we didn't know. So most fishermen would pick a day where the weather's lacquer, the tide's right, they can get onto that rock they like standing on, and they build a bait that looks like something they saw on TV, and they lob it in and hope for the friggin' best. So we're going to try and educate ourselves, and whoever else is interested in learning with us at the same time. I think that's what the channel's all about.
Yeah, it's journeys. We're going to take people on journeys, and look, this is the thing is that we're not unlike other channels where the guys are just throwing and catching fish, and there's like minimal information. It's an experience of mine as well. What am I doing wrong? And you go back to the video and you're like, what did I miss? And actually, I missed nothing. I just missed absolutely nothing, because there's certain little info that you're just not getting. And I'm hoping that, on these journeys, I understand that maybe some people live somewhere else, okay? But we can only give the best info of how to catch where we are.
Another big thing about these guys, the guys that have got, successfully launched channels on YouTube with fishing, is these guys fish. That's all they do. They fish. They fish every day of the week, 7 days a week, and then once a week they post a fantastic video with a lot of fish and a lot of sharks and a lot of whatever it is. But they've had 7 days to make that 20-minute, half an hour video, whereas Craig and I both work.
Yeah.
So, and this is another reason why we think this information is going to be valuable to everybody, including us, is because we're going to be fishing when every normal person can fish. In the evenings after work,
Exactly.
in the summer, a quick hour lure session before work, and on the weekends. A couple of hours on a Saturday or a Sunday morning, going to go look for some bronze bream or some galjoen or a cob or whatever. And, 50% of fishing trips, you come back empty-handed. Not entirely empty-handed, you catch your vermin in between, but we're not fishing 7 days a week to produce a video every 7 days with 20 fish in it. It's just not going to happen.
So our plan then is like, maybe what we can do is just guarantee something over a month, but with a decent amount of length and information, like a lot of information in there as well. Like, I think it really just comes down to that. We want to give the information. There's no secrets,
That's it.
Holding up on the secrets. No.
Everything out in the open.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've done a bit of research. Craig's done a lot of research into the algorithms of YouTube to make a channel successful and to make you guys want to watch it. And these guys, are basically saying that we need to post 1 to 2 videos a week. It's physically impossible for the normal working person to fish that, that much, and then still have time. And Craig's the brain behind the electronic side of the things. I'm just a fishing dude. I enjoy fishing. So it's impossible. So if we can get a really good quality video out once a month that educates us in the process of making it, as well as you guys watching it, then I think we should be fine.
And another thing, Kelly and I originally met Kelly through going for a kayak session with him. So we both dig to kayak.
Love it.
So we're not just hitting, the beach and the rocks all the time, or the lagoons. There is going to be some content as well for people that are kayak fishing and stuff like that. I love getting out on the ocean. So I think there's some fun things that we can do with that as well. So so there's that. Going deep sea. So deep sea is also another thing.
Absolutely.
Boats on the river, so it's like
every facet of
boats.
fishing.
Like I don't know, like I've had a look on Google and stuff like that, trying to get some tips for the boat fishing and stuff like that. I tell you what, I found nothing. Maybe I'm just looking in not the darkest parts of the web.
No, nobody. I don't think I've ever seen a video where the guys go in depth into the tackle, into the trace setup, into the whatever on a deep sea boat. The guys just sit on the boat. The video starts with a bent rod and a fish being pulled up or gaffed or released or whatever the case. There is no information.
And a friend of ours, Mike, he has a boat, and Mike and I go out several times, and we feel like assholes because literally we are just not catching fish like other people. So that's another journey. That's another journey. But you've had more experience on a boat, so hopefully we can get some more on the boat as well. So it's not just beach fishing; it's just about any ways that we can fish. I dig it.
Ultra light tackle, walking the banks of the Woodrow'S, the Woodrow'S, the Crom River. That's an amazing type of fishing that is also not covered enough on social media. So that will definitely do a bit.
We're actually lucky, Jeffrey's Bay. We're like pretty much right between the Woodrow'S and the Crom River. So there's different river fishing. Plus we've got a nice lagoon here. We've got another lagoon on the other side there. I don't know what's happening in that lagoon. I know that there's Leary there. But, so there's lots of things that can happen there,
Yeah, I'm excited. I think it's going to be a slow, off-the-mark journey. We don't even know when the first fishing trip's going to happen. We have sort of had in the background discussion about what the first fish is going to be because of the time of the year. So from this side of the world down into the Cape, it's popular for the guys in the winter to target galjoen, a fish that I didn't catch a lot of from the East London area, and Craig hasn't caught a lot of them. So
I actually have not caught any.
Yeah.
So there we go. I'm a guy that actually hasn't caught a lot of species like a lot of people have. So I dig to catch a galjoen, our national fish. A lot of people actually don't even know that.
Yeah. And there's two types of galjoen we catch down here too, the normal and the banded galjoen. And galjoen get up to 5-6 kilograms, so they're not a baby fish. Yeah,
I always thought maybe
no, 55, 58 centimeter galjoen is pushing over 5 kilograms, and the guys catch them and they get them quite a lot. Oyster Bay side, which is just south of us towards Cape Town, Cape St. Francis, the guys get big ones. And then with galjoen, you're getting silver stem wrasse in between, you're getting bronze bream in between, you're getting what they call a willeperd down here. We call them zebras, big ones, blacktails, hundreds of reef fish. So it's an exciting fish to target. And that video is going to be, it's going to be everything from the bait collecting side of it. Craig was mentioning that he wanted to test the theory on the fermented rock bait versus freshly cut rock bait versus a tub of rock bait caught in the fishing shop. And when we find the gallies, which I'm sure we will, we're going to persist, we'll be able to see, and you guys will learn that maybe it's not worth spending $30-40 on a frozen tub, or maybe it's not worth the effort of going to go and cut because the frozen tub caught as many, so just go and spend $30 and go and get yourself a frozen tub.
I mean, I've bought frozen before. I've caught fuck all. I actually ended up throwing it away. So it's really, I don't know, but we're going to test it. We're going to give it a go. I'm not saying that we won't catch anything, but maybe there's a potential of like this the rock bait like this catches 5 compared to 2 compared to 1.
Absolutely, yeah.
So we want you guys to also be successful in fishing the same way I had that during the journey we've been successful in fishing. Also another thing is that we're going to I have the shop Woodrow'S select fishing gear that I built up over the fact I've also gone on journeys with stuff and never been successful. However, I have been successful with certain stuff. So on that site, really what we want to do, what I want to do is just have stuff available that is of quality, that, whether it's cheap, whether it's really expensive or whatever, it's been tried, tested and proven to catch something as well.
And it works. And the best part now of having the channel as well is that you're going to physically see it working. So it works. And then you can go over to Woodrow'S Select and
then purchase the stuff.
And
what we will do as well is we'll make available any of the traces that we do, all the equipment and stuff like that. If you don't have it, we will have packages available as well for you to purchase. So Kelly, this is great. I'm excited. I think if you've seen the video, if you're excited as we are about what's going to happen, like the channel, subscribe. The button is somewhere up here. And hopefully we see you soon on Woodrow'S Select Fishing Journeys.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it. I'm very excited about it. And just to add to that, the like and subscribe thing, everybody throws it into every video. It almost becomes rhetorically annoying, but it helps massively, guys. And it doesn't cost you anything. So just like and subscribe. You don't have to hit the notification button. It'll pop up every time. Or when you go in and have a look, you'll see the new video or the next video we put out. So don't annoy yourselves with it unless you have to, but it doesn't cost you anything. And it helps big time. It helps us.
It might just cost you a kilobyte of data. I'm just doing that. I mean, I don't know.
I don't even know if it does.
You're
really watching the video. You're watching the video.
All right, it costs you nothing. But join us on these journeys. All right.
Awesome.
Peace out.